All right, I got it. All right, yo, what's up? It's your boy RJ from Give Me a Second Podcast, Safe Space Network, where we keep the main thing, because you are the main character in your story. Again, it's RJ. I'm with the man that's always in between salvations, my man, Rayshawn Moore. Yo, what's going on, baby? What's up? Check in, man.
What's up, man? Ain't nothing, everything's good. Almost Christmas.
Yeah.
It's gonna be beautiful. I'm doing all my shopping tomorrow.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm one of them last minute kind of people, so I went to the last minute. I'm doing all my shopping tomorrow. And that's it. We're gonna do it and get out of there.
Yo, we gotta do our weekly check-in. Mental, physical, emotional, spiritual.
This week probably been a little tough.
Yeah.
Going into I don't know, Thanksgiving didn't bother me that much with family kind of stuff. Christmas, this one's been kind of weird. Today I was on one of the missing my mom kind of kicks.
Yeah.
My mom's been gone since 2010. So I was missing my mom today a little bit. So I was on that. But worked through it, kept through it, prayed through it, sat in it for a little bit, sat in and kept moving. What about you?
Man, I've been all right, man. I've been just trying to make it, physically. Again, man, working out multiple times a day. It's showing, you know what I mean? Your man is doing his thing.
I thought you were about to pull your shirt up. I didn't know what was happening in here. I promise you I was about to walk out. Because had you just...
Too much, right? I
was like, y'all, this man is getting too confident with his working out. I came in today, it smelled like straight cologne in here. I don't know what you're doing before the podcast to get ready.
Mental, emotional, man, I'm good. Like, mentally, I'm good. Mentally, I'm separated. And I think I use separated as a good way to be, not so much in a negative context. I'm separated because I'm just kind of like focused. You know what I mean? And then emotionally, man, I'm managing it. And I'm managing it because... We talked about it on a podcast before about saving others from bad decisions. I'm at a space where I'm saving myself from bad decisions. You know what I mean? I'm taking the onus on myself. I'm not even making choices where I got to make other choices after those choices. You know what I mean? And then spiritually, man, listen, man, let me tell you something. It's something about the back row of the church. There's glory on that back row.
It's powerful.
And you can cute shout on the back row.
you ain't did no shout.
You can do all shoulders, no feet.
Oh my God!
you can just.
I've literally seen that happen before, though.
You can just do all shoulders, no feet, man. What's up, man? What we talking about today, man?
Yo, we had to talk about it. I can't play the whole clip.
Yeah,
but the thing that's been going crazy.
Yeah,
is this Master P drama with his son Romeo.
Yeah,
let me play you this clip. Just a little piece of it, like a catch up of what's going on. Let me play this.
Yeah.
I'm the one who set up the family meeting to talk after Ty death. That meeting was regarding as disrespectful for being transparent. Romeo replied in a since-deleted comment, I pulled up to the crib time and time after that and you deflect. I've texted you countless times and you reply and deflect. Social media is the only way you communicate. Now you want to talk. Anything to protect that image. I loved you so much that I followed you blindly for 30 plus years. You know we talk behind closed doors. You aren't the man who you paint to be, and why is it war because I refuse to follow your lead?
Wow.
You only want to protect your image, but the image isn't even real. And I don't need anyone to feel sorry for me, Pops. I'm truly a man of God. If you are really a man of God, then you will prevail in the end, even when I share my truth. Master P questioned Romeo's motives in another Instagram post. I thought this was about DJ Twitch and about my daughter's death. This is heartbreaking. You just exposed that this is really about money. I worked hard to get my family out the ghetto. Every time I fall off, I got up and went to work. I didn't blame anyone for my failures. You started this social media rant. So what's your plan besides showing the world you're entitled, spoiled at 30 plus, and throwing a tantrum on social media? But what do you think about...
We can just start right there. So I mean, it's just a back and forth battle on social media between a father and his son. This has become wild. And I guess I don't know how I missed it. So from what I'm understanding, this has been going on since the Romeo's sister, which is Master P's daughter, died. They had a family drama. And you kind of enlightened me a little bit about this, that it was Romeo hasn't been getting his money.
Yeah, so like even from like the time of childhood, man, little Romeo was birthed out of that whole Master P 504 Boys movement. But, that he kind of broke the ceiling on what made child rappers cool. You know what I mean? Hence Bow Wow coming after that, But, one of the things Romeo mentioned was that he never received direct royalties from what that looked like. And so that kind of scaled into a space where he's in now. Now he's in his 30s, probably struggling for money a little bit, and I don't know his economic situation.
Celebrity struggling.
Yeah, celebrity struggling.
His struggling is not our struggling.
He don't know how much milk costs. He don't know how much a gallon of gas.
He got
costs.
millionaire struggling.
Yeah. And so that kind of, and then of course his sister, Master P's daughter, passed, and then that just kind of, let me tell you something. While I'm right there, two things that'll break up a family is money and grief. Money and grief will mess up a family fast. Money will tell you how they really feel about you. Grief will tell you what I always wanted to say, and now I have the courage to say it at the funeral. You know what I mean? Like literally, like, you know, when it's time to split those resources and those assets, or when it's time to pay for the funeral because such and such didn't have life insurance, you find out how somebody really feel about you. You know, between money and grief, man. What you got, yo?
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say it. When you put them together, it's even worse. Now, money by itself is bad. Grief by itself is bad. But when you put it together, and like you said, the truth of that comes out when somebody dies. Because now we got to go through the finances and see what's what. Did mama, did so and so leave you something? Did whatever happened? I think what got me is I never thought about that. When I think about Master P and Little Romeo growing up, you know, when I was growing up listening to Little Romeo, my mind never thought, I wonder if Little Romeo was getting his money or was getting money. That was never even my thought process.
Yeah.
But to see it now, I think what bothers me more about their issue, because they're dealing with some rich people issues. Yeah. They got money that I can't talk about right now. My problem is that this battle is happening on social media. Yeah. And I think that happens too often between family members, fathers, sons, and especially in this day and age, this culture that we're in now, this exposed, let me expose something. Let me say, and he even said that in that clip, when I show you, when I do, at the end of the day, and I grew up on this, I can, if you family, I can fight with you. Yeah. And behind closed doors. Yeah. We can knock down, drag out. Yeah. I don't like you. I hate you. But in front of everybody else, in front of the world, I would never and it saddens me.
And nobody better not mess with you either.
And nobody better not say. So it saddens me that I'm watching this. I'm like, y'all are. Romeo is more let me expose my father versus let me cover my father. Yeah. And even him not saying let me cover my son. I feel like that is a result, again, of the culture that we're in.
You know, there's an unspoken competitive nature, not only against, like, amongst, should I say, black people, but within the black family. And I think that has everything to do with culturally, right, how we send the black child out of the house. You know what I mean? And I'm not knocking any, you know, African-American family who sends their child out of the house. I don't want to say the right way, but a way that's conducive to their success. But more times than not, the child is either ready to go or the parent can't wait to put them out. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so they go into a world of debt. They go into a world of scholastic bills. They go into a world of making choices in their youth far before their time because they're trying to play catch up to their parents. Mostly because there's a particular road of success or a road of failure that was never explained, always chastised.
So you feel like the parents should do a better job of setting their children up for that next level of success?
I mean globally to the to the race. You know what I mean? It's just too many times. Like how many? Okay, I'm gonna say it this way. You know, and I know that poverty is a thing amongst all ethnicities. Yeah. I'm just saying that demographically speaking, and I would say that they're probably the numbers are pretty close. But what do we see on TV? What do we see, publicized? We see black poverty and struggle. Yeah. And we see that because that's what's illuminated, that's what's lifted. And if it's happening in other cultures, what we not doing a good job of is, like you said, covering.
Well, at some point, a family and a father, son, you got to make a decision to break whatever that cycle is. Yes. And to do it different. Yes. But I completely get what you're saying, and I say this example all the time, and there's no knock on. Yeah, there's no knock on anything. When I turned 18, my dad literally said this to me. He said, "You got three choices. You can either go to college, you can go in the military, you can get a job. Yeah, you got three." And it wasn't a matter of like he didn't want me anymore. It was him. That was what he was taught. Right. And as a man, that's what his thing was. And it hit what you just said. I'm glad that I was more ready than what maybe I thought I was. Yeah. But there are some children that get those same choices that just aren't ready.
I want to jump in right there. And in the lack of those skills in some homes, right, where the only love language I have is providing, when the only love language I display, I ain't going to say have, the only love language I display is providing. You actually send your offspring out with more of a lack than provision, because they only know how to do things one way. Yeah. And then they have delayed success in all those other areas that are more important. This is why you got 30 and 35-year-old black men talking about I just learned how to love yesterday. Yeah. It take 2 and 3 and 4 relationships, especially in the era now where we feel like everything's an option. everything is so much of an option that, okay, I can get this wrong, run away from it, and start over and try over and try again.
Yeah.
There's no courage to commit. There's no courage to stay, And so because we have options now, diluted with lack of learning every other, form of language through love, we got misplaced ambition, okay? We got misplaced competition, and we got, I can say that I've struggled. I'm gonna just be real. I've struggled unnecessarily with competing, with my father, and it's delayed communication.
Yeah.
It's delayed memories. And I don't say that because he did anything. He did everything right to a certain degree in terms of what he had the resources to know. The capacity.
He did everything right based on what he was taught.
Yes,
and based on what
he did everything right.
Yeah.
But there was a lack in that space, untouched. I ain't gonna say lack. There was untouched conversations. Yeah. You know what I mean? That we're not having now until I'm 35 years old, and now the appreciation is growing, but it was delayed appreciation.
I think what's heavy for me is I'm in the same way. Like I feel me and my dad are closer now than we probably ever been.
Yeah.
And it's it's a great thing, and this is just real transparent. It's a great thing. I think it's beautiful, and sometimes it's still sad.
Yeah.
Like I wonder what I missed. Rather it been what I missed on my end.
Yeah.
Maybe it was conversations I should have started, or maybe it was conversations he should have started. In my childhood, teenager, 20s, I just feel like we missed a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for the relationship we have now, but I can't lie and say there aren't moments when I'm thinking like, I wish we could have had these conversations. I feel like I would have done some things different. I would have said some things different. And I don't blame him for it. Yeah. I just think I had to take the responsibility of learning my dad.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we don't take on that. I had to learn why is my dad the way he is. Not I'm not talking about bad. Yeah. I'm just talking about why did he do like this, and what did I take from him, and why does he? I laugh about this all the time. And I say this like every now and then my dad will call, but my dad is big on you calling him.
Yeah,
and I learned that he was the same way because that's how his dad was. Right, and so it was big on call, and so now I now know. It's not a disconnect. It's not that, he don't love me, don't want to talk. He's just waiting on his son to call.
What I hear is we're in a space now we are responsible as men for breaking cycles.
Yep.
Period. And I just want to give a shout out to like parents, because generally speaking, I really believe people who are parents, whether you're forced into parenthood early because of choices or you planned for it, I really believe that for the most part, parents really do the best they can, given their education space, given their resources, given what they were taught. And what I also want to say that as a parent, I learned even through parenting my own children, that you can give a child everything and give them nothing at the same time.
That's good there.
And so we really have to take.
Clearly, that's a result of what just happened with Romeo and Master P.
Yes.
To us, he got everything.
Yes.
Like he gave him the world celebrity status.
Yes.
But to Romeo,
you
gave me nothing.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was so how do Romeo and Master P, how do they navigate that feeling of Master P feeling like you ungrateful? Yeah. But Romeo feeling you didn't do enough.
I think it boils down to specifically getting after loving a person the way they need to be loved, not the way you want. Especially in adulthood. Okay, there's some things as a parent that I just have to do for my daughter, whether it be or my children, whether it be from a disciplinary standpoint or from a provision standpoint or from I'm leading you in a direction. Sometimes I got to take you where you need to be, not where you want to be. Mm-hmm. But as they progress into adulthood, I have to develop a value for the individuality. Mm-hmm. And so with that being said, I have to love them the way they need to be loved, not the way I want to do it.
Yeah.
I got to find a way. And because I got 3 kids, they all have a specific way that they learn, that they listen, that they communicate, that they express themselves, and I have to be ever so strategic, and I'm going to make the mistake because I'm not perfect.
Can I take that further though?
Yeah.
I think you have to do that to your child, but I think at some point your child has to take the responsibility to do that to you.
Yeah.
Kind of like what I was just saying about it took me, I'm 34 now, to sit and say, let me talk to my dad about where he is and how you got to where you were, and to really try and, like you said, what works with him, like what kind of communication works with him, and it's beautiful. Can I ask you something?
What's up?
And again, this is we're talking about something as a different pay grade, at least from me.
Yeah,
Rob got money.
Yeah. Oh, stupid. You gonna make the people come after me?
I'm just joking. Loaded. No, but if you had to decide, if you had to make a decision, who's right, who's wrong? Master P, Romeo. And I know that's a hard question because we're not there and we're inside, but from the outside, because we're always right now, when we're dealing with celebrities, you're always on the outside looking in. When we talk from podcasts, we're talking about from our perspective, looking at, from the outside looking at something. From you, from what you've heard, read, seen, who's right, who's wrong, Master P?
I got two answers. Romeo's wrong. Master P is responsible.
Okay, explain.
Romeo's wrong because at the end of the day, and I'm guilty. I don't say this from a place of perfection, but at all costs, you got to honor your parents, period. And I like what you said at the beginning, you got to cover them. Yeah. I'm connected to having hard conversations behind closed doors. Yeah. I don't want to make sure, I don't want to remove that. I'm connected to hard conversations behind closed doors. So I don't want to like blur the line of respect to say, okay, I can never express how I feel. Mm-hmm. So Romeo was wrong. Master P is responsible because he's still the father. And I love the fact that, whether he addressed it directly, indirectly, there was still a formal address that says, hey, look, my son said this. And because he said this publicly as the man of this family, as the father of this situation, I'm going to at least act like it exists. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to act like this didn't happen. I'm not gonna let time heal wounds. No, he said it publicly. I'm gonna address it publicly, and I'm gonna do the best I can to father it, to steward it, to lead it behind closed doors.
Do you think that Master P should pay back a debt?
No. I think Romeo was thrusted into success at an early age, and I think that was part of the investment strategy that made the entire family great, the entire brand great. And I think that, I think that maybe they could have stewarded the situation a little differently if he's kind of running into rich people problems. Yeah. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I know he was given opportunities. He was given launching pads. This guy went to college on a full ride. This guy was a model. This guy was
ICDC.
This guy, but like, he
ICDC.
But I mean, this guy's been given, and if nothing else, what he did as Lil Romeo propelled him into opportunities that nobody in his demographic, can relate to, in the regular world. So there were opportunities given. There's no debt to be paid back from that.
It's still opportunities given. I was watching it with Grownish.
This man could be on any reality show he wants to right now.
He's on the shows right now.
Yeah.
He's on got a show on TV. I can't remember the network, but Grownish or whatever. He's playing. He's like a main character. And so and I know it's frustrating for him if he doesn't feel like he has the money he think he should have. But I also think he's been given a platform that nobody else has been given. Yeah. And he should be that was a launching pad. And I think that's what Master P was trying to say, was like, look, I got it out the mud. I gave you a launch pad that nobody ever gave me. Yeah. Take that and run with it. I get what Romeo's saying, like, man, I wish I had some of that money and I want some of my money back. But I think you just gotta take it from that, like, cause I'm about to say this and this is about to be tough.
Yeah.
Lil Romeo ain't all that. Like,
really
let's I'm not trying. Lil Romeo, I commend you for what you did to the industry, and your music is good. Yeah. But you ain't Bow Wow.
You're not.
You're the little one.
You ain't even Lil Zane.
Yes.
You remember Lil Zane?
Yes. You're the little one, but you're not Bow Wow.
Oh, yeah.
But I just don't. I think maybe in his head he should be bigger. That might be Lil Romeo's. That might be his problem. His frustration
is inflation.
His frustration may not be with Master P. It may be that he feels like he should be further than he is because he personalizes that his name should be bigger than what it is. Yeah. And it just isn't.
Yeah.
But I think he has the platform.
Yeah.
If he uses it right now, the name is strong enough because of his dad to build it to where he wants to be. Yeah. When's the last time Lil Romeo had an album or a song or something?
So why are you talking about residuals from an album that didn't even sell?
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I mean, and the way the industry works, how much money went into? Because I remember at one point it was like Lil Romeo was like on commercials. He might be making money, but there's a lot of money that goes out when you're trying to do all those things.
I always say this in some sort of way, but there are things that can be a weapon and a tool.
Yeah.
You have to choose. So what can be his weapon or his tool is opportunity. You know what I mean? And so he has to choose whether it's going to be a weapon or it's going to be a tool, you know? And this is the thing. Let's just wipe the slate clean, you know? Our parents aren't perfect.
No.
But in his situation, he was gifted if he was gifted nothing else.
Give me that platform.
He was gifted a platform. And I'm just saying biblically, you know, train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they get old, they won't depart. We ain't talking about offering plates and Christmas speeches and Easter speeches. He taught that man a skill, and he had direct connection to what success and hard work looks like out of the mud.
I think the hard part for him is he wanted the relation. I think he wants money. There's a lot going on with little Romeo.
Yeah.
Therapy. Hey, that's my answer.
Yeah.
Romeo, you need to go to therapy. Your dad need to go to therapy. Y'all need to go to therapy together.
Yeah.
And because it sounded like hearing both of them, there's a lot of hurt, and I know it might be the daughter that died.
Yeah.
But there's some stuff going on internally with little Romeo. He got to heal, and I can acknowledge that because I know with my family when it came to my dad, and again, not that he did anything, but when it just came to siblings, sisters, brothers, there was healing that had to take place. I'm the youngest of four. We're all so far apart. My sister's 8 years older than me. My brother is like almost 50. Like we have such gaps in ages. It created this. Me and my brother battled for a long time because I always felt like, without communicating to him, I always felt like he thought he was my dad. And so it always created this battle. And again, it wasn't until we finally sat down and had a conversation that we were able to actually, you know what I'm saying, heal that. And I hope that, and I know you always talk about reconciliation, it looks differently for everybody. I hope that they can at least sit down at some point and figure out what it looks like for them.
I want to shout out the parents that got it right and wrong in the same conversation.
Yeah.
I think there's a space for that. It's not about perfection, it's about desire. And I think that on your best day and on your worst day, if you desired to be the best that you could, even if you messed up in certain spots, acknowledge it, own it, and just really try to reconcile it. And like you said, reconciliation looks different for everybody. Reconciliation don't make you best friends.
No.
But it does make you whole.
Yeah.
Don't make you best friends, but it makes you whole.
We may not talk every day after we reconcile,
but it makes you whole.
But it makes you whole. That's a good word. I hope they figure it out for the sake of little Romeo, because he ain't got many other options. Because I can't name a Romeo song right now. If you said, Sean, I'm gonna give you $1 million right now if you can sing 2 lines of a Romeo song. I don't have
name a title.
I don't even know an album. I just remember Lil Romeo. I don't remember nothing he said. That's what I'm. And maybe that's me.
Is his name really Romeo? Or is that the stage? I don't know.
I don't even know.
I don't know him like that. Don't know of him like that. And that was in my era.
Sorry to that man. Sorry, Rome. I know him on a personal level. Sorry, Rome.
Oh, I want to say one more thing, and then we got to close out, man. We got to get on to the next episode, man. I want to say it this way: when you're in family, everybody has a role to play. And the key to success within that family is everyone learning their role and doing the best they can within it. And if you've jacked up, oh snap, decline. Okay.
I just almost jumped out of my skin. I'm saying that scared me internally because it came through my headphones, and so I was like,
no, that just happened a lot. But listen, learn your role.
I thought God was calling me home.
And if you've messed up your role for X amount of time, it's not too late.
That was the golden bells ringing. I thought I was going to glory.
Who would be calling me right now?
I thought it was him.
We good, man of God?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I pray Romeo and Master P get it. No Limit Soldiers. I hope they get it limited.
Man, listen, this was Give Me a Second podcast, Safe Space Network, and the radio. We keep the main thing because you are the main character in your story. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all things, those networks and those platforms that I've just listed, man. Listen, your likes, your shares, your comments, your subscriptions help us keep this podcast channel going and create more content just like this, man. We will see y'all soon. We out.
Rob, that like to scare me to death. Let me be clear though. This is what's crazy. Number 1 rule in podcasting: cut your phone off, Rob.
That was my phone. That was my computer.
Somebody called your phone and it called to your computer. I want you to leave all this right here in the audio in the thing too.